just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, June 5th. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to have Mari in the studio a little bit later on as well. A lot of things to get to. And I hope you had a good weekend as we are kicking off summer, enjoying it in full. You know, there you go. Get your light on. Good morning.
Sitting here in a dark corner.
You look like you're ready for the day, Weirdo.
I am.
Good. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I did some hiking, got some projects done at the house. It was fantastic. It's also my boyfriend's birthday today.
Oh, nice.
He's 35.
What do you get a guy who has two girlfriends? Bed rest?
Apparently good skin and the ability to tan.
Yeah. Whatever you get him, make sure he's hydrated. Yeah, well, I'm glad you had a good weekend. I wish I had the same. I started off my weekend in a bad funk on Friday, like an idiot. Like I went to go get my car washed because it was just a mess at this point, right? So I went to one of those little drive-through car washes because I'm too lazy to just do it manually. Right. Plus, I like, riding through the car wash and letting the soap hit the, the window.
The rainbow, and then you can pretend like you've murdered a unicorn. It's great.
Yeah. I feel like I get like flashbacks or something when I'm going through the car wash. So that's good. So I went through my little, run through, and I paid for the the more expensive version to get it super clean. And I get out and I'm about to dump out all my car, like all the trash in my car. And I look at the front, and the front is just a mess. There's just bugs and crap all over it. So immediately I'm like, son of a bitch, I got to roll through this thing again. And I'm kind of like irritated at this point. So I get my car, pop it in reverse, and I just back up real quickly, not even looking behind me.
Oh,
yes. And I rear end, I run right into a vehicle right behind me, like not at full speed, but with no brake. I'm just like,
just backed into him.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. Like right now, with the move and everything, financially, I'm just stressed because I have a flood of new bills coming in. I don't know exactly what they are, so I don't even know what my budget is. Right. So I'm like, this is just the worst case scenario. So I get out of the car, and the person I hit was like the sweetest old, 90-something-year-old man and his wife. Yes. And so initially I'm like, oh no, did I kill you guys? Oh no.
Just be vegan on a Friday, backing into the elderly.
Oh my God. And he had a U of A shirt on. So, he was just local, tried and true. And they reminded me of my grandparents. My heart's breaking. Right. And I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry. 100% my fault. And normally I would never take blame. Right. I would try to claim that they just moved into my car. I would have done a lot of things. But in this situation, immediately I'm the dick, and these guys are the victims, and they're sweet as hell. And I want to just give them a big hug. And I just felt so bad. And so the guy's not even really talking that much. I don't know if he really can even communicate, but I'm apologizing. We're looking at the car. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, is that your little license plate holder? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll buy you a new one. And then he's like, no, that's yours. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. Right. So it turns out, luckily for me, that I did a little bit of damage to their car, but I did more damage to my car.
Yeah.
And he was looking at my car, and he looked at his the scratches on his car, and he's just like, I'm only gonna have this car for a couple more years if I'm lucky.
Right.
So he decided not to file any paperwork or any exchange. And in the meantime, at first, his wife is in the passenger seat, and she's giving me the stink eye. She's angry, right? But I'm so apologetic that I ended up turning her, and she was like, oh, it's okay, sweetie. And I felt like I was going to get a Christmas card or a lollipop or something.
You're just turning out 93-year-old women. It's great.
No. It's not like that. Especially, out of all due respect, I just ran into this guy's car. I'm not going to bang his wife. That would just be extra rude, especially since he did me the solid. Now I got to contemplate whether or not I'm going to file it on my insurance. Like, hey, I came out of the grocery store and somebody backed into me, man. You got to fix this or pay me. Because at the same time, I'm like, I'm sitting in the car as I'm going through the car wash again with a fresh new dent.
Still have to happen.
Yeah. With a fresh new dent being like, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe I can get a little extra, I don't know, electricity money with this. My neck hurts. No, actually, my neck can't hurt. I was in the grocery store while this happened. But I'm contemplating that. But either way, that kind of set off the weekend poorly. Had a good Friday night, but then Saturday is still feeling repercussions of that and just potential stress. Right? So you feel anxiety.
That overwhelm.
Yeah. So then I decided just like to be a shut-in on Saturday night, and I missed the vegan festival that Death Free Foodie put on, but I was looking at pictures and videos that Tucson Foodie was posting, and that looked like a blast over at the Owls Club. So, I got FOMO for sure because I had the situation and I was ready to go. And instead, I'm like, I don't want to spend a red cent. I like locked the doors, turned off all the lights, and sat in front of the TV like nobody could find me here. Oh, good times. This is why you tune into the radio.
Yeah.
Like, how was your exciting weekend? Did you bang a lot of chicks? Are you wild and single, man? I'm like, oh, man, I was online, just playing games till passed out. It's good times. Didn't spend a dime, though. Didn't spend a dime. Saving that money. We got a lot of stuff coming up here. We have Iron Chef right around the corner. We have concerts coming to town.
Oh my God, so many concerts. I'm going to be spending so much in gas money.
Right. Well, luckily for you, the big concert that's happening this Saturday at the Rialto Theater is WrestleMania.
Yes.
And later on this week, we're going to have a bunch of our local favorites in studio in the podcast broadcast, playing some music from them. We got a special themed huge show that's all locally produced happening at the Rialto Theater on Saturday night. So it's a low dose show. And if you're looking to party and get some live music and have some fun, then you need to join us this Saturday at the Rialto. And again, it is low dose show. So, it's not going to break your bank account getting into this concert, and we're going to pack it out. So that's something to look forward to. And I've already committed, so there's no excuse for me to flake. I can't, which is good. I
believe it's a Beef Vegan Presents. Yes.
It is.
Yeah, you got to go.
I know. And you know what? I kind of book these things just so I have to go. But, I do live up to my name sometimes. Sometimes I'm an antisocial socialite, walking contradiction. This stuff happens. But I think, sometimes you just got to get over it and just make it happen. So
it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah. Look at us, like coming back from being sick. And we had a low couple of weeks, but now we're back and we got some energy.
I was like, damn, this month just continues to get bad, man. And just bad month, but I'm ready to shake it off, get it going. So, our month is bad, but not as bad as this Morning Morons month has been. And that's my tease, because we're going to have your Morning Moron coming up after the latest from Lincoln Park. Let's kick things off with a little Green Day. Going out to me. It's American Idiot and Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go. Oh, yes. Welcome back to the Beef Vegan Presents. We're live on the podcast broadcast. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Beefers. Thank you for joining us. And of course, we got Mari. Good morning, Mari.
Good morning.
And Weirdo still here hanging out.
Yep.
She hasn't run out on me yet.
Nope. I'm still here.
I know. One of those rare occasions where a woman doesn't run out of my life. As we opened up the show, I admitted to potentially or wanting to commit fraud. I am not going to commit fraud since I did publicly state that I would commit fraud because I think that would be a bad look.
Yeah.
But I did rear end a car while getting my car washed on Friday and dented up my car even more so. And they were super old people and they were super sweet. So
He rear ended. He backed into them.
I did back into there.
Man.
Rock 2.1 KFMA. We're live on a podcast broadcast. That was latest from Falling in Reverse, which is a fantastic song here as we're getting going. It's called Watch the World Burn. Good morning, Mari.
Good morning.
And good morning, Weirdo. All right. So since we got Monday happening on the podcast broadcast, we have a lot of stuff to get to. Okay. Including, actually, I want to go through a list. I've been waiting on this list here for women called out the worst parts of being a woman in 2023. Right. And so I had to talk to my two lady friends to see if a lot of this is all much ado about nothing or legit. But before we get into a TMI top 5 and the latest from Avenged Sevenfold, give me a would you rather, Mari. You're known for your impossible would you rather situations.
Okay.
And it is Monday. So let's get
Yeah.
right into a would you rathers.
Okay, this one hits really close to home for me. Not sure for you guys, but I mean, maybe you guys were there once upon a time. Would you rather sleep every night in a bed full of like kinetic sand, right? In the sheets, or little rock hard bits of Play-Doh? This is every night.
Yeah, this is your life every
Yeah.
single night. And I'm sure Weirdo's gone through this as well. All right, Weirdo, what would you say in that situation?
Play-Doh. The kinetic sand is itchy.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's itchy.
Is it the worst?
It's terrible.
I thought the kinetic sand would be a little softer. I mean, it does suck sleeping with sand in your crack. I know that for a fact. Thank you, Rocky Point. But those little pebbles, it's almost, it's like the princess in the pea.
Yeah.
I couldn't, and I'm like a princess when it comes to sleeping. I would not be able to sleep with that.
I feel like it would be easier to like move the Play-Doh bits like to the side maybe, but like kinetic sand, no.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
sneaky.
still cleaning kinetic sand from like 2018. That was a thing in our house for a while, and then I had to ban it.
Which one do you like better?
I would have
if
to
you
go
had
Play-Doh too because I hate kinetic sand.
Okay.
I hate it. I mean, it's so fun to play with, but in your bed, the worst, and it sticks.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
stick. It is. Well, maybe that's because you're so electric.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Okay.
Magnetic of sorts. All right, what else you got? Give me one more. Would you rather?
All right. Would you rather have spaghetti for hair that regrows every night, or a nose that doubles as a snorkel whenever you swim?
Ooh.
Oh, I love snorkeling. I'm gonna
I
go with
love hair.
snorkeling.
Yeah, that seems super practical, like a superhero power. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about, food. If your hair grew spaghetti, you could eat your hair every night.
I
Like,
can't.
yeah, I love spaghetti.
But at the same time, you grow to be like 500 pounds. You'd be super fat because you're carbo loading every single night.
But you have a lot of hair, right? Like spaghetti hair.
Yeah, like
But how are you gonna style that?
Oh man,
how do you style your
spaghetti?
spaghetti hair? What are you talking about? So
But it's not all slippery and weird. No,
No,
I
I
know.
hear you.
No, nose doubling is a snorkel for me.
F yeah. I mean, honestly,
Let
that
me
is a
join
superhero.
Aquaman.
Yeah, Snorkel Man, Snorkel Woman, coming to a comic book series near you for sure. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We're gonna keep the conversation moving with those would you rather's on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan or the Rock 102.1 Facebook page. Keep it right here though, because after Avenged Sevenfold Nobody, we'll have your TMI top 5 and more. All right, clear. Did you listen to the new Avenged Sevenfold album?
Mm-mm.
We geeked out on it this morning. We did
So
enjoy it. It is
Yeah?
different. It is genre bending, and
Really?
when they're attempting to make this kind of like timeless piece of art, and I think they may have done that. I think it might get a lot of backlash. I wonder what some of the reviews are. Let me pull
What's
up.
bending about it?
Because it goes so many different musical influences.
Oh, really?
In one song,
Really?
Yes.
sometimes. Yeah,
Or
like I mean,
ballady to like hard to like hip hop.
Not necessarily
Nah,
hip hop, but musically speaking, like
yeah.
it goes from classic rock to all those, and they show their
oh.
musicianship and their ability to be
Right.
great musicians
His voice is
on this
amazing.
record, and his voice, and he goes from like singing all high and melodic to getting all rough and
Right.
singing those hard vocals, right?
Ooh, I gotta listen.
Yeah, Avenge Sevenfold, Life is But a Dream. Let's see reviews. Let's see what the early reviews are on this.
Let's take a peek.
Okay, so far, a lot of 5-star reviews, some 1-star reviews, about 3.9. And this is the top liked review online. And this is just like internet review. So it's not from other sources. There are some that I'll go through, but Embrace the Weirdness. I've been a fan of Avenged Sevenfold since the first major album. Blah, 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 blah. 5 stars. Let's see, Kerrang. Which one? Who do you think is the more legitimate?
Loudwire?
like I've got Loudwires pulled up.
Okay, what does Loudwire say about Avenged Sevenfold?
I mean, this is them pulling the fan reviews. I mean, one person saying masterpiece. Avenged Sevenfold is going full spiritual / psychedelic. Is so effing sick.
But that's a pussy way to do a review because they're
Oh,
not
that makes-
stating a review. They're saying this is what other people had to say
Right.
without putting any skin into it. you
No,
know?
I know that they did. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Okay. I do see 5 things we love about Avenged Sevenfold's new album. So, I mean,
That one was from this morning. Is that on Loudwire?
yeah, Loudwire.
Yeah.
This was 4 days ago. What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought that one was from this morning.
No.
Okay, let's see.
Good morning,
What about
Anthony
Metal
from
Injection?
San Diego. Oh, it's good to see you on the stream. I didn't think you would be on the stream because you'd be chilling out in San Diego, but I know you're a morning person as well. So it's good to see you. And your pictures look good. All right. Give me another would you rather while Weirdo's pulling this up here, Mari.
Gladly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have to get back to it. Let's see. Ooh, okay. So silly. Would you rather have the superpower of being able to control squirrels with your mind, or the ability to turn into a pogo stick?
No, squirrels.
Yeah, that's an easy one
Squirrels.
too. I mean, I already
Why
started
would you wanna be a
imagining
pogo stick?
you wouldn't. I mean, unless you're using it for the ability to fuck, if it's a bang thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would pogo stick the hell out of this girl, but
Ooh,
yeah,
that would be intense.
exactly. But I already started imagining what it'd be like to run a squirrel army, and I
What
would
would
be
you do?
unstoppable.
Oh man, I would make them
Wait.
rabid.
Yeah, what would I do?
Just
Take
what
over
would
the
you not
world?
do?
Yeah.
Chaos, agents of chaos, right there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have another one that I think is really good. Can I put this one in?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be chased by a swarm of tiny, mischievous clowns every time you leave your house,
Okay.
or have to wear a chicken suit every time you go to a formal event?
Chicken suit.
You would do chicken soup? Why?
I do. I mean, I feel like I could do the chicken suit and then like put like a formal dress over it and just make it a
Oh.
thing. But like being chased by like,
Tiny,
But-
terrifying clowns.
oh yeah, no, I'm good.
But every time you leave your house, like imagine if you can eventually control those guys. Like screw squirrels. Like a whole army of mischievous tiny clowns.
Yeah,
An
I mean,
army of
I could,
Pennywises.
I would be kicking them. I wouldn't even mind that. I would probably use those tiny clowns to like form up with my squirrels that I can control with my mind and create a super tiny army.
Oh, it'd be
And
so
again,
cool.
take over the world.
Yeah, for
Ah.
sure with those clowns.
We're back on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Just going through Mari's Would You Rather list. Let's do your TMI top 5. These are the top 5 headlines that I get a chance to get to today. More bad news for BMW drivers. And actually just reiterates that if you know someone who drives a BMW, they're probably an a-hole.
Mm.
I
And
know a couple.
they definitely are the biggest jerks on the road, according to a recent poll.
Huh.
Yeah, this just happened, asking, correspondents and respondents to judge who they believe is the biggest jerks on the road. And over half of them said BMW owners, for sure, are the most unpleasant of all drivers. Now, Audi drivers were the second biggest jerks at 28%. And as far as pleasant drivers, Ford owners took up the honors, 21%.
Really?
Yeah. Followed by Kia. Yeah.
I made the
see?
list.
Yeah.
Most dudes I know that drive Ford trucks are a-holes. So.
Okay. Well, let me, I'll give you a little, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't matter. Well, they did this study over in Great Britain. So they weren't talking about the lifted trucks.
Got it.
Yeah, with the Calvin stickers on the back, peeing on Chevys, not those kind of Ford
Got
drivers.
it. Okay.
If it's in
There's
Arizona,
Ford
Yeah.
Escort drivers. It's
Right.
fine.
definitely people are looking at those lifted trucks thinking they're the a-holes. But all right. And then of course Kias too will probably be up there too, because they're always just running into people at the car wash. All right.
You're so boxy.
Yeah, a grandfather in Nashville went viral after he supposedly lost 60 pounds on a 100-day McDonald's only diet.
Hmm.
It's not the first time I heard about this only McDonald's diet, but here's the catch, right? He drank water instead of soda, and he only he ate half the portions they gave him.
Then there's the lesson. Stop drinking soda and quit putting so much food in your mouth.
Exactly. And you too can lose 100 pounds if you're 100 pounds overweight. Because you're 100 pounds overweight because you're drinking so much soda
Yeah.
and overeating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, follow me for more diet advice. All right, Fox News is investigating the myth. There's going to be a new term or a new definition to red wedding. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
That
GOT?
episode came out 10 years ago this past weekend, by the way. That's how
Wow.
long
Okay.
that episode's already been out.
All right. Well,
Nuts.
that red wedding, of course, was gruesome, bloody,
Mhm.
murderous. This red wedding definition that's modern day
Okay.
that Fox News is investigating right now is none of that. It is essentially they're wondering if it's a myth or not that if people wear red to weddings as a secret sign that they have sex with the groom.
Oh.
Yes. So if you're going, and this is kind of like wedding season, right? With summers, even though summer's happening, if you go to a wedding and you notice a woman or man for that matter wearing red at said wedding, ask them, did you bang bride or groom?
I'm just going to show up wearing red now. Just
Well,
to
there's a
mess
good
with
chance you
people.
probably have, though. I mean,
Yeah, maybe.
that's
Yeah.
a possibility. So it'd be so great if you go to a wedding and you look in the audience or the crowd or whatever, the attendees, and they're all wearing red. Like, Jesus, Sure you want to put a ring on that?
Mhm.
All right, and finally in your TMI top 5, there's watermelon. I just ruined that tease. I was going to ask you a question. What food do you think boosts your mood? Would you believe a watermelon boosts your mood when you eat it?
It's delicious.
Mhm.
All right, well, 82% of people say yes as well.
Oh, it's like a perfect summer snack.
Oh,
So good.
Yeah, because it's just straight water. A little bit of sugary water.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, that's a hard hitting headline to end the TMI top 5 with. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. We got so much more to cover. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, or keep it right here. Clear.
Ooh.
I do love this beat, but I'm bringing it down. All right.
All right. What about for the Avenged Sevenfold review from Revolver?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me that Revolver review.
I mean, they just lead it off completely with it is totally bonkers and totally brilliant.
Yep.
That just makes its own kind of warped kind of sense. Because once you do, because like when I was listening to kind of the songs individually, like I did have a couple like what the F moments because the transitions were just so hard. But once you completely listen to it together, I loved it.
Yeah. And I'm the same way, you know, again, we were talking about how they were saying that they were taking a bunch of hallucinogens, mushrooms, LSD to, try to tap into their minds creatively to create this album.
Oh.
And when I first came across that story, I kind of heckled it. I was I was just a little pessimistic, being like, hey, man, you fuck around, you might find out, right? It's like, yeah, I'm going to turn into a crackhead to try to create this like ultimate piece of art. But really, so many great timeless music from the 60s and 70s were made in that same mind state. And they know this, and they were essentially just kind of tapping into that. There is a power in hallucinogens that we all know and has been well documented. It was like one of those, I did say in this initial thing, it could go one way, one or the other, right? Two extremes. It could be brilliant or it could be dog shit. And it is leaning towards brilliant. And I'm like, well, good for them.
Yeah.
To create something not genre defying. I'm like, I want
a little genre bending, right? Because like,
no, I know, but there's another way to term that phrase of what they do. But I mean, it does seem like it's quite possibly set out what they attempted to do was create timeless piece of work. It might be an album that continues to get age well over time and something that people still listen to 20 years from now, as opposed to Avenged Sevenfold's last album, which what was the name of that?
The Stage.
Oh, yeah. Did you like it?
No.
Okay. There you go.
Well, and it'll be also interesting to see if this is going to be an album that's going to also inspire those next acts that come along in the next, 15, 20 years too. If they take that of what Avenged has done and then like push it even further.
Yeah.
So because I mean, I remember when like we first started talking about it, you're like, this is gonna be Chinese democracy all over again.
Well, they took a long time.
They took a long time. So long. And then when you're like, nobody grew on me, I was like, oh, tides are turning.
There is one difference between Chinese democracy and Avenged Sevenfold's Life as We Know It, as far as the process of making
but a dream.
Life is but a dream.
Yeah.
All right. Avenged Sevenfold, they did a bunch of hallucinogens. Axl Rose did a bunch of McDonald's. And that is the difference between what Chinese democracy turned out to be and Life is but a dream turned out to be. So good for them. Before we get into everything else, our best segment this morning was talking about something extreme happening in Sweden that I need to share with you. They're saying publicly, and they're putting it in the books, put their money where their mouth is, or taking the dick out and then putting the money there, saying that sex is a sport.
True.
Oh, see, I'm glad you agree.
No hesitation right there.
And there's going to be a professional league of bangers happening in Sweden, and they invited all of Europe to partake. In case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Rock 102.1 KF, man. If you spent any amount of time online, then you've probably seen, arguments that Sweden's probably one of the most beautiful and well-ran countries in the world, one of the best places to live and be a resident at. And I'm going to give you another example as to add to that list. Okay. Now, in a recent poll, 25% of Americans said they're not a fan of sports in general. Okay. And there's a fun fact for you. 1 out of 4 people just not a fan of sports, but that could probably depend on how they define sports. See, Sweden has become the first country to register sex as a sport.
Wow.
Yes. And I couldn't agree with them more. I mean, there's been plenty of times and stuff where, I had a bad first half, but really stepped it up in the second half and closed it out strong. There's been times that just my cardio wasn't there, and I really, lost focus and couldn't keep my eye on the balls. So later this week, they're going to host the first ever European Sex Championship.
All right, then.
Yeah. Think UFC with an emphasis on the F. I'm all about this. This is going to be crazy.
Are they streaming this somewhere?
They probably are. Probably on OnlyFans and Pornhub. Now, it's a lot more structured than you would think. This championship is being organized by the Swedish Sex Federation.
Oh, my God.
Yes, the
Nice.
SSF.
The SSF.
It's like the WWF, but with more clothes, oddly. Now, it's open to anybody from any European country. That's the bad news, Weirdo.
No.
Because seriously, initially, when I saw this, I'm like, oh, I got myself a prospect. I got somebody I could train up to be a champ. She's the Mike Tyson of riding. She is. Like this, I even had this all queued up.
Nice.
Weirdo can go in there.
Yeah.
She can out-compete any one of these ladies, depending on what it is. She can ski with both hands. She can ski. She can do everything. All right, I'm going to bring this back down. Okay. All right. So
I appreciate that, though.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I believe that you could be a champion. I see that winner in you. Anyways, let's get back to this first ever sex competition and championship. And I wonder if it comes with a belt. 20 representatives from different European countries will take part. The championship will last a few weeks with daily competitions lasting for 6 hours.
Wow.
All right, I'm out. All right, I'm immediately out. I'm like,
not me.
yeah, I could do one of those 6 quarters, or they're not even quarters that way. Whatever. Yeah, no, it's not eighths either. 6 hours. It's 1/6. Okay. According to organizers, the focus of sex as a sport is on maximizing pleasure. So the more pleasure your partner experiences, the more points you get. But you know what? In organized sports, there's always a kind of like the underlying fear that somebody's going to cheat, doping scandals, things like that. How do you know your partner is really experiencing pleasure? Because I hear, I haven't experienced this firsthand, mind you, but I hear women tend to fake every now and then.
A little more
There
than
you
every
go.
now and again. Yeah.
There you go. So, I mean, with that, I'm already calling shenanigans. So they're going to have to work out the kinks through these kinks. But, participants will be judged on several factors: creativity, strong emotions, imagination, physical fitness, I'm out. Endurance, I'm out. Workability, I'm probably out. The final scores will be determined by a panel of judges as well as audience votes.
Hey.
Yeah. So it's unclear how you can qualify for the audience, but that's something that you might want to look into.
I want the tickets.
Now, this is very much like Eurovision, and this is a European only event. So, they don't want us to be in the competition. And I understand why, because Americans, we like the F, right? We are number one. We will put together a cream dream team so supreme that no other European country would stand a chance. That's a fact. America, we know how to do it. Now, challenges are grouped into 16 disciplines, including seduction, massage, and a bunch of other things I can't necessarily describe on the radio, but it's awesome. So, you know what? Let's just say this, okay? It's starting in Europe. Whenever something good in Europe happens, we'll end up stealing it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so start training now. Start working on your planks, your cardio, hit the treadmill. I think that's going to be a major factor when it comes to sex championships. Work on that stamina and, do what you can. Start training. Pelvic thrust for days, son. And then maybe you could be a champion as well. I'm putting all my money on you, Weirdo.
Hey, this is another plus for CrossFit. There's a lot of hip thrust in CrossFit. So.
Tons. Yes. I mean, that's the thing. And this is the only thing that will make CrossFit kind of like less annoying where like I CrossFit, because then I'm just gonna be like, oh, you like do it, do you? Yeah. All right, good.
Yeah,
all right. Well, now you know, and keep an eye on that. Again, I don't know where you're gonna stream it. I don't know how you can be an audience member. Just Google first ever sex championship and have fun with that. We got more Beef Figure Presents coming up after Falling in Reverse. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're back here live, and it's good to see Robert back on the stream. And it looks like he's possibly going to get discharged today. We've been keeping you in our thoughts here, Robert, sharing your progress. Super scare. As we get older, we get these kind of scares all the time. It's just not great, dude. So I'm glad you're feeling better, and hopefully you get discharged today, make a full recovery. Let's get back on the air. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Let's get into this single song takeover. Earlier this morning, Weirdo was talking about Kitty. You remember the band Kitty, Mari? Were you a big fan?
I wouldn't say big fan, but I really like their look, right? Like the red hair,
spiked collars, the whole bit.
That was really cool.
Yeah. I know that you could do a scream, though. Can you give me your best Kitty impersonation?
Oh, I don't know.
Nailed it.
Nailed
it so hard. So what was the information on Kitty again, Weirdo?
So they performed at Sick New World a couple weeks ago in Vegas, and they did play a brand new song. And they are confirmed to be playing another couple festivals towards the end of the year. And the lead singer has confirmed that they are discussing the future of Kitty. They won't give out many details, but fans are going to be very excited. So it sounds like they're going to be working on an album.
That's awesome.
So in honor of Kitty potentially working on the album, making a full-blown comeback, we thought we would throw it back for our single song takeover today and get hardcore with the song that essentially scared the mainstream and put them on the map. I'm talking about Spit. So here's your single song takeover on Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Kitty with Spit. Turn it up. Clear. All right, and now I'm playing it. I got about 2 minutes on that before we get into the women's thing here. You can hear a little bit of it. What?
So
I
good.
mean, because like that, I think I was like 6th or 7th grade when that came out in 99, and like I was starting to get into like hardcore and metal and hard rock and everything, and then to see a band that was for female, that was
cool.
amazing.
Let me, speaking of pretty cool, let me play you something. This Rico's been following this comedian for quite some time, and he keeps popping up on my Instagram feed. If you're on Instagram, you probably see this guy going viral as well, because he started using deep fakes to recreate classic scenes. So I'm going to pull up his page right now. His name is Brian Monarch. Brian Monarch. I don't know if you heard this, but he's been deep faking the shit out of Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's been so good. Check out this classic scene from Seinfeld, but it's Arnold as Elaine and the Soup Nazi.
Oh, that's so good.
One mulligatawny and what is it right there? Is that lima bean? Yeah, I've never been a big fan. You know what? Has anybody ever told you look exactly like Al Pacino? Scent of a woman. Hoo-ah, hoo-ah. Very good, very good. You know something? No soup for you. What? Come back 1 year. Next.
Perfect.
Oh, it's so good.
Is he using AI to do the voice as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's where we're at right now. So just the media could do it and bang it out here properly. And we're almost done with we got 20 seconds for Kitty's done. There's other videos I'll show you on that as well, which is a trip, but he's been going viral on this, and rightfully so. A couple, and Arnold's like the main character in almost anything. He's probably the most fun to do the CGI with, because you just put Arnold in any scenario. Hoo-ah. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. That was your single song takeover, a throwback from Kitty. That song was Spit. And believe it or not, that was on radio rotations on alternative stations all over the nation for a quick minute there as they were blowing up. They were super young when they first hit the scene. So they're still pretty young when they're talking about doing a comeback. I mean, they're women in their 30s, probably looking better than ever.
Early 40s.
You think early 40s?
Yeah.
They're around my age.
Because 99 when they came out, I was 13, and I'm going to be 37 next week.
Yeah, but I thought they were like 17, 16, something like that. Maybe they're 39. Maybe they are just 40.
By the time the first album came out, they were like 20. Like 1920.
Patrick on the podcast broadcast, and I'll ask this to Mari. He said, didn't Spit play the first KFMA Day? Did Kitty play the first KFMA Day? I guess we would have to look at the posters around the room, but
I mean, the posters are back up. They're not in order.
I do recall seeing Kitty on one of these posters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you're probably not wrong on that. Patrick. So, and yeah, just imagine if we have another KFMA day, knock on wood, potentially we could.
Kitty could make a full circle.
That would be sick.
That would be so. Maybe that's what we need to do when we bring back KFMA Day is like bring back some of those earlier acts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those
that
earlier
could be
acts.
a whole thing.
Yes and no. I mean, those earlier acts are asking for all the money, but of course, you're going to need some of those earlier acts to bring people out, and not just the open-minded people who know it's the young up-and-coming bands that are going to give you that A+ show. That's me personally speaking from a hipster point of view. I know a lot of people like nostalgia, and nostalgia sells. So, let me ask you this here. I'm sure being a woman is fantastic. I mean, you guys got boobs, so that's awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a Reddit thread asking this. What is the worst part of being a woman in 2023? And if I ask you guys that same question, you obviously have the pros. We've already talked about boobs. You get doors open for you. There's a lot of different things, but then, of course, there's obviously a lot of cons. And in fact, the way I'm even chauvinistically pointing out the pros has got to be a con. So what is something that is the worst part of being a woman in 2023 for you?
Period.
Still, yeah, it's the age old.
Every year, all year.
Yeah, every month. Oh, well, trust me, speaking from a men's perspective.
No, I'm thankful when mine shows up because that means I'm not pregnant.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
That's true.
Yeah.
But men can tell you that we believe that periods suck as well. So, we're fighting it. We're in arms with that one. Here's some examples on the Reddit thread that, that actually might open your eyes to things that do suck about being a woman in 2023 that you may not even realize. Yeah.
This year specifically.
Yeah. Well, in general, but, modern day problems being a woman. One woman wrote, people don't freaking believe you. They think women are not able to accurately remember or interpret their own experiences.
Yes.
Look at you rolling your eyes on that. Why is that such a thing?
This makes me just think immediately of like, I am a huge WWE fan. I'm might not be all fully up to date on now, but like,
yeah,
I'll go to talk about something and they're like, no, that didn't happen. I'm like, I can literally show it to you right now. Like I did watch it. I was an avid fan. Like I know it's geared towards men, but like we do watch sports. We do watch WWE. So. Okay. Or just because I don't know homie's weight and all of his full stats doesn't mean I can't be a fan of, this basketball player either.
That's true. Oh, yeah. Who's your favorite basketball player?
Larry Bird. I'm taking it old school.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You can't say Larry Bird. Larry Bird literally stopped playing in 1993.
I have 2 Celtics tattoos.
That's very great. Who's on the Celtics right now?
No
they
idea.
Almost made it to the finals. You kidding me? They
keep up with that now.
games of the Eastern Conference Championship. They were one of the best Celtics teams of the last 40 years. Name one player.
I can't. I told you I'm not up to date on that. But history of
Larry
Celtics
Bird.
and Red Auerbach and all that.
Okay. Well, try not to sound too racist when you talk about your favorite basketball players because you're naming the whitest people in the history of the NBA.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Here's another thing that women hate being a part of being a woman in 2023. Women's medical procedures that are constantly done with no pain management.
Mm-hmm.
So some examples are colonoscopy, where they literally cut out a chunk of your cervix for biopsy while you aren't even provided with the Tylenol or even
colposcopy.
Okay. Oh, colposcopy.
Colposcopy.
Yeah. I didn't know.
I had this done. It sucks.
And they don't even
22.
give you any pain relief? None. Yeah, because
Nothing.
they're like, you're a woman, you can handle the pain. You deal with it on a regular basis.
Take some ibuprofen.
Right.
No, this is more than that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was awful.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one sucks for all women in 2023. Having old men tell you what you can and can't do with your body.
Yeah.
When we're making all these decisions, can we just put one woman in the room? Or one medical professional, maybe? I'm just saying.
Yeah, the thing is, with you put that one woman in the room with a bunch of old men and she speaks any kind of logic, then
they're not going to believe her.
They're immediately like, she's hysterical.
Period.
Yes, it must be that time of the month. She's like, bitch, I'm 70. I went through menopause in the 80s. I'm a doctor. Well, it doesn't matter.
I love how that was like a huge argument when some of the older ladies went for the presidential election. I'm like, what if she gets her period? Then she is a medical miracle because she already went through menopause, you moron.
Yeah, that is pretty sexist argument right there. Oh, woman president, she gets on her, you starts menstruating. Next thing you know, hitting that red button in World War III. Yeah, okay. All right. They say the development of AI and deepfake technologies terrifies this one woman because they can literally generate naked pictures from a normal one. And you guys should be concerned about this because there's literally apps out that do just that. They could take any picture of a normal woman and they could turn it into a naked picture. Now, of course, the areolas could be different, but it still works in a pinch.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That one doesn't scare me as much. Hopefully they just make me look, just a little better. Like, perk up the boobs a little bit,
snatch
take
by
in
the
the waist.
waist.
That's fine.
That's true. Yeah, they could deepfake me naked too, just to give me a couple extra inches, and I'll appreciate it. But yeah, that's me. That's me. Let's see. The obsessive culture around anti-aging that begins as a teen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does suck. And I can't tell that it sucks on your face, Mari, because you've had so much Botox that I don't know.
Need some.
No, you
I-
don't.
I
Stop. You don't need any
Wow.
Botox.
I just had mine 3 weeks ago.
You guys are
But
nuts.
I can't. No, this is something that is affecting me now. Like, right? Like I said, I turn 37 next week, and like I think I look good for my age. Yes, I do get a little bit of Botox, but like there's still little things that I'm looking at that I'm like, no, this is normal for my age, but I feel ancient.
Yes.
I do. It
Yeah.
really bothers me. So
I can't say anything. I'm just thinking to myself, oh, you're 37. I should have fired you 2 years ago.
go at yourself.
Kidding. All right, we're going to keep the list going. It's podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. If you want to add to that list, 600 KFMA, please. All right, here we go. Clear.
God, I'm still trying to find the one with Kitty because I know what he's talking about. It was on our KFMA day.
Well, it's going to be one of the older looking posters. Before, and I would look at
Some of them have the year on them, some of them don't.
Oh, it's right there. It was Bad Religion with
Yes.
Everclear, Goldfinger. It's right there. There's
First
Kitty.
one.
Everclear. No, it's on
2000.
Cypress Hill. Yeah.
So 23 years
I
ago.
know it's on one of these.
Rick.
Yeah.
Do not search that up, please. All right. 2003. Yep. All right. There you go.
Oh, this is 2000.
Oh, 2000. There
Yeah.
you go. All right.
Yeah. So that would have been right after, within the year of releasing that album.
Yep. All right. A couple more. Let's see, being thought of as a bitch when you're not overly accommodating and agreeable. When men who
Yes.
act similar do not receive the same negativity.
No, they have confidence and chutzpah.
Mm.
No,
I
when a
do.
woman does it, it's like, wow, she's a bitch. It's like, no.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure around the office and stuff, there's a few people probably called me a bitch for some ways that I've acted or diva.
Diva.
I like Debo.
Yeah, I like Devo too. Let's see. The responsibility always seems to get put on women to prevent pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Yeah, did you
yep,
know
yep, yep, yep,
100%
yep.
of pregnancies are caused by sperm? Did anybody know that?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Really?
Weird.
That was my uterus.
Did you know that faces can't get pregnant? There are ways to prevent sperm being a problem. And, I think it's on the man to understand the pullout game well and use it wisely.
And anal,
Yeah. There you go. She said no, but yeah, like special occasion.
birthdays and whatnot.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. It's not taken seriously when present medical issues to doctors. Oh, look at you. You're about to jump out the seat. Are you going to get, don't
Okay.
punch me. I'm just reading the list.
I know.
man.
Okay, so like a lot of people have been listening. Remember when I had my gallbladder out? I
Yeah.
was passing gallstones for like 2 months. Finally went to the hospital about it because I was like, this is just unbearable. Did not get taken seriously at all. 4 days later, my husband goes in and he is not handling the pain well at all. And he immediately got all the testing. They kept justifying why they couldn't give me further like diagnostic testing. Like, oh, well, this isn't showing up. We had the same thing show up in our blood work that would have justified it, but I was told no, and they immediately took him in even before the results came back, and he got his surgery.
Wow.
But my recovery was easier. That is the silver lining because mine was planned, and then it was done laparoscopically. His was emergency, so he had a much harder recovery than I did. So that's the silver lining I'm taking from it.
It's still scary though.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I was livid. I was so mad. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" First of all, what are the odds that me and my husband within 3 weeks are going to both have our gallbladder out?
Yeah.
But for the fact that, I was not taken seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does suck. Yeah, and actually, it makes me feel a little comforting, knowing that I could go to a doctor and be taken seriously.
Yeah.
That's the
Sleepy
benefit.
tonight.
I'm so glad we can make you feel better, Beef.
Thanks. Yeah.
About being a
Now I just
middle-aged
gotta
white
go.
guy.
Yeah. I guess I got some perks going on. These cards have been dealt.
Now, you did say something the other day when the first day I came back after being sick. I was like, yeah, I put on some makeup so I could maybe feel alive. And you're like, that's a benefit women get that men don't. Like, we can put on a little bit of makeup to not look so tired or things like that, where men, it's just all right there.
You can completely, contort your face and everything to really just up it from from a 6 to a 10, with the ability of just
contouring.
Yeah, contouring and knowing the artistic value of that. And
yeah.
My daughter is fantastic with makeup. I already think she's beautiful, but she can make
eyeliner?
herself look different. And she's
eyeliner.
she spends a lot of money on that stupid ass eyeliner.
My husband sent me a reel. This lady, she did all the contouring and everything and made herself look like Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
that
can
was
do
a really,
nutty
really
stuff.
good one.
We've seen a lot of those viral videos. Yeah. So it is pretty amazing.
Mhm.
What do you guys just do? Like just a little bit of eyeliner and that's pretty much it. Foundation.
We both get eyelash
Eyelashes.
extensions.
Oh yeah.
That is number one right there. And then a
Yes.
little bit of mascara on the bottom. I put on a little
Yeah, a little sunscreen now. I'm in my 30s. Yep, I need some sunscreen every
Yep.
day. A little blush.
Okay.
Sometimes
Yeah.
a little bronzer if I'm feeling a little crazy.
Yeah, I definitely do far less makeup than I did in my 20s.
Oh, I used to do a lot of makeup.
Oh my
Oh,
God, I used to
sure.
cake it on. Remember the MAC stage
Oh,
makeup?
yes.
Oh Lord, that was like a
That stuff is
inch
cake.
thick. But as I'm aging and wrinkles, I definitely do a lot less shimmer and sparkle because that shit highlights it. And I don't want that. So yeah, I definitely do a lot less makeup now. And my
Little
skin
brows.
is thankful for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I got my eyebrows tattooed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they look great.
Oh.
I was looking at them right now. I was like, that's in really good shape.
Yeah, well, and you do the volume lashes. I just do the
Mhm.
singles.
Yeah.
I don't like volumes on me.
All right,
And now
bros.
we've
Now you
lost
know.
now we've lost 80% of the audience.
I was telling you could do a little concealer if you want, though.
Well,
Like, guys can wear makeup. Like,
Mm.
We barely were talking about anything gruesome there, Powers. He does this every time. All right. Finally being
Thank you,
judged
Rick.
for not wanting to have kids is something that
Mhm.
women get judged for, and then people seem to only care about how you look.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, guys are visual creatures for sure.
yeah.
To be fair, though, when I do put in a lot of effort of how I look and nobody cares, I get a little pissed.
Yeah.
But
I'm
you
like,
wanna
damn
hear,
it.
like, okay, these teenagers kind of hit on me recently. It's like the first people to ever hit on me in like the last, I don't know, 5 years, right? Like,
Mm.
and I was
Where
just
were you
walking-
at and what was the situation?
like the most grubby of grubby. I'm walking my two kids. I've got like one pant leg up, like because I forgot to like put it down. So I like have one up.
It's very
right?
hip-hop
One
of you.
down, I know.
Yeah.
And these kids are walking behind me and they go, "Hey mama, I'll be your kid's daddy, or you can be my mama."
Oh, no.
I had some like, what was it? Yeah, it was like, "Can I be their baby brother?" Or like they had some weird like family pickup line.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
because that's how they were taught how to bang was all through
Mm.
Pornhub and their related fantasies,
Oh
you
my
know?
god, I was cracking up though, because I was like, "Wait, this is your line?" Like,
Mari, how old are you?
I'm 30. I'll be 35 in October.
You'll
Yeah.
be 35.
Yeah.
So October, you officially hit cougar.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
geriatric pregnancy. I'm a
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
an old lady.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I mean, for teenage boys,
Yeah.
A+ fantasy right there.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you miss
man.
100% of the shots you don't take, obviously. But, yeah.
No,
of
I
course, you
always
sound
get
like a
hit on.
douche.
Hilarious.
Always get hit on when I'm like the grubbiest, where I'm like, I don't want anybody looking at me. That's always when I run into an ex or an old crush, or I get hit on, and I'm like, really?
You know why? And I explained this to Kat as well because
Mm.
she explained the same frustrations
Mhm.
when she was doing her little like DoorDash for grocery shopping or whatever that was called. She would always get hit on when she looked her worst, and I was like, that's because you look obtainable.
Oh, okay.
Because when you look your
Ah.
best, then guys are too kind of like intimidated or whatnot. Like she's gonna be out of my league. It's probably
Ah.
taken, but you see some kind of dumpster whore, and they're like, "Oh, I could bang that behind this fries real quick. Very easy. Let me just shoot my worst shot. She'll probably thank me for it." So
Oh, it just made me scared of a teenager though, because I've been so excited. But I'm like, what if like my teenage boy is like catcall some old mom one day.
Oh, they're going to.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm like, should I at least teach him to have like a better pickup line instead of like, hey, I can be your brother or like
No, I
be
think
my
with,
mama. Or
I think
don't
with
know.
you as a mom and Kenzo as the dad, Kenzo's very soft spoken and stuff. I don't see them being those kind of creeps. So I feel like they would be a little more sensitive and smoother than
Oh, yeah,
that.
I have
We'll
some
see.
sensitive duties. Yeah, we'll see though.
Yeah,
see.
yeah. I
And
mean,
what
they're
does that
still
say for my
toddlers.
kids? With
Oh,
me
your
as their
kids
mom.
gonna be trying to fuck all day long, right? Yeah, that's like
Please don't make me be a grandma until I'm in my 40s, though. That's my
know.
goal. I got 3 more years.
Ooh,
Like, because my oldest
totally
is
makes sense.
19,
Yeah.
and they've been with their boyfriend now for almost a year. But I'm like, please let me make it to 40. And then they turn around like, I am never having a child. I was like, thank you, please.
That's what they
please,
say before
please
they
end the
start
line.
really getting it on. I'll tell you what, and I've had a scare, but my daughter just told me the other day that she has a coworker that's hitting on her. Now the coworker's in his 20s, which is a no-go, right? And so, I'm closely surveilling the situation. I let her know as well to let her boss know if he progresses and
Mhm.
continues to try to make moves. Right now, it's innocent-ish enough.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then she's like, dude, I'm 17, but my daughter still feels younger than 17 too, which is good. But I'm like, okay, am I gonna have to beat this guy's ass? we're close. I like how early 20s. If you're just 20,
Yeah.
then that's not as creepy. If you're 24, that's a felony. You're about to get your face punched in. Welcome back to the show. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. What's a movie star or an actor that you would want to punch in the face? Somebody you just can't stand.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, right off the bat. And why?
No hesitation. He just has a super punchable face, and I find him to be a complete nutter ass.
Wow, I actually like Pratt. I'm surprised because he seems like a likable guy, but yeah, you think he's just not likable at all and you want to punch him. All right, well, what about you, Mari?
I honestly can't think of one. I'm like scouring my brain for like an actor that I don't like that much to like.
Are you telling me you love everyone so much
No,
that you
there's
can't?
definitely one, but like I'm really having a hard time finding that one that's super punchable.
Well, I'll
know?
give you a list, and these are people that you probably want to punch, and all of them. In fact, MSN.com is asking their fans to name actors who they can't stand. All right, so actors, actresses, all in the same category. They got the top 20 most popular answers. I got the top 10. I'm going to share with you real quick. Tell me if you agree or disagree. First and foremost, coming in number 10, Woody Allen.
Yes.
Yeah, you say no, Maury. Why?
Oh, I was thinking Alan Woody or the other guy about Home Improvement. That's what I thought of.
Tim
Allen?
Allen? No. Woody Allen's a pedophile.
Yes.
Okay, so the little bride. Yeah, the little Asian
Allegedly.
bride.
Allegedly, yes. No,
Okay,
he
I
did marry his daughter. So
Yeah,
yes.
Stepdaughter,
that's
yeah.
creepy. Yeah, okay, he's punchable.
That's
Yeah.
confirmation for sure.
Yeah.
Well, even just when he talks.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a whole
Punch him to
nother
get
thing.
him to
Yeah.
shut up.
All right. So a lot of people don't like Woody Allen.
Okay.
And that's actually been well deserved. But this one, not so much. Kevin Hart.
Why?
Yeah. See, who wants to punch Kevin Hart? Well, a lot of
funny.
people probably because they say many moviegoers aren't Kevin Hart fans due to his ability to only perform one character, and that's Kevin Hart.
Right.
All right. So apparently that is enough to be annoying to where you want to punch him in the face.
Okay.
Coming in number 8, Jesse Eisenberg.
No idea.
Jesse Eisenberg played
the little
Mark
nerdy guy.
Zuckerberg,
Mhm, yes, yes,
in
yes.
Social Network, and
Okay.
he always plays the nerdy maniac vibe.
Yeah, I'd backhand him.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not full punch, but I'd backhand him.
I always liked him. I liked
I think
him.
he's fine.
Yeah. This one was with the rise of the Me Too movement, and it's kind of unfortunate because this is another one of those scenarios where somebody's very charismatic but turns out to be a garbage person or at least do some bad things. I'm talking about James Franco.
Ooh.
Oh, look at you. He's still too hot for you guys to hate him, huh? Yeah. I see how it is.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Will Smith is on the list, obviously, for
Oh, yes,
slapping.
yes.
Yeah, Chris Rock. So a lot of people anti Will Smith. Lena Dunham is the only woman who made the top 10.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people hate her.
Why?
Well,
Why?
because she has gone out there and written similar things to men, but she gets judged on it more than men because she will get like on her what was that show on? Was it on HBO? Or
Girls.
Girls. She got raw about women's sexuality and things, and a lot of people did not like that.
They did not like it because they were seeing her do it. But if they saw a bunch of 9s and 10s doing it, they would have loved it. But the fact that Lena Dunham is a 4 really infuriates a lot of people. Like, how dare you make me see you naked? Which is really bad and wrong. All right, we got the top 4 that we're going to share with you on the podcast broadcast stream, youtube.com/beefvegan, and we'll be back with your beef tip after these words. All right. So, and it's bad. And honestly, like, there isn't too many women I've seen naked on film where I'm like, and I've seen all different types of like porn, right? And I look up BBW. I'm a fan of that stuff.
Yeah.
There's something about the way that her body is like kind of lumped together.
All right.
Not a fan. But at the same time, if I took naked pictures of myself, I'd probably make the same face.
Okay, well, you're saying not a fan, but do you want to punch her in the face?
No,
There you go.
but I wouldn't even punch her in the mouth with my dick. And that says a lot because that's pretty much open invitation to everybody. So, all right. Oh, Powers. Oh, he's gone again. Okay. So coming in number 4, this is surprising to me. And you guys might disagree with this, but we're talking about actors, not in general people, beautiful people, or musicians. Jared Leto.
Oh, I'd hit him with a baseball bat.
Wow.
I don't like him.
I'll tell you
Like,
this.
I did it first, but like this
Punchable.
like cult thing that he's got going, I don't know.
He's got a
little
cult
lady
thing?
now. Though.
Uh-huh.
No, he's got a little lady. I just read about that. He's got a little Asian lady.
Okay.
They're very
he's-
serious, apparently.
Okay. But what's his cult?
Oh, he's like a whole cult. Yeah.
yeah,
On an
yeah.
island.
It like started off like without him really knowing it, like, you know, just that super fan base. Like Lady Gaga's got her little monsters, things like that. Like Jared Leto had his kind of own followers, but then he like there was this like almost private music festival
Yeah,
that
on
was
an island, right?
yeah, and he's like in like Jesus clothing.
Oh, yeah.
He's giving
All white
speeches.
linen.
Yeah,
White linen suit.
it was getting
I'll tell you
weird.
what. Jared Leto was the one surprise to me. Well, one of the few surprises to me where I went into an interview expecting one thing and getting something completely different. So I
Was
thought,
it positive?
yes, I thought he
Oh.
was going to come off as like pretentious. He was going to kind of be a dick. I've had these experiences talking to like quote unquote celebrities over the years, for sure. But he couldn't have been overly nicer.
Really?
Yeah. And I remember, you know, after having a conversation with him being like, what am I a Jared Leto fan now? I was blown away by it.
Am I bisexual now?
I mean, I love
No,
it.
I didn't take it that far, weirdo. But
Damn.
I mean, honestly, if you bang Jared Leto, would he even be considered gay? He's pretty feminine looking.
Mm.
But you know, at the end of the day, though, he was really nice, and I was surprised by that. Of course, he was promoting something, and that's his job. But
Yeah.
and he's a good actor because it seemed genuine.
Yeah, so I
and-
heard he was a Devo. That's
yeah, so
real.
did I too.
Uh-huh.
So I heard a lot of, you know, Becca, you know, I heard a lot of bad stories. So going into it, I was expecting the
Yes.
worst.
That's
And
right.
then he completely probably saw that coming and is like, I'm going to just do a 180 on this motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
And
Let's surprise him.
yeah, it got me.
Yeah, but look at that manipulation.
Yeah.
That's how you get cults.
Yeah,
That's how you
that's
get
true.
cults.
That's true. I did send him a bunch of money and a blood sample. All right. Top 3. And these are the usual suspects of
Okay.
a-holes in Hollywood based off their reputation. And a lot of people can't stand them now because of it. Number 3, James Corden. James Corden.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
he's annoying.
You haven't been paying attention in the news, have you?
He's
No.
obnoxious. Oh, he has this like whole thing. He's like banned from a restaurant because he talks down to wait staff. Like anyone who talks down to wait staff is just complete
Mm.
scum. Like,
And apparently he was a monster boss as well,
Yeah.
creating toxic environments. So this like really nice guy persona that he has on camera
nice.
It's full of shit.
is full of shit. And he's actually just kind of like an entitled POS,
Yeah.
apparently, allegedly based off all this. And you can see his stock value continuing to drop. At this point, he could just go and retire and he has a bunch of money. He'll be okay. But yeah, like
Considering he got his start as a guest star on Doctor Who, that's where he started. He was just kind of like a guest actor or whatever, and he was on Doctor Who back when Matt Smith was heading that up or whatever. And then, yeah, when Craig Ferguson left the Late Late Show, then he stepped in. But yeah, he always seemed like a super nice guy.
that was his
He-
appeal. That was the reason why I got the job. And when they discovered that wasn't the case, for a while he was still untouchable because he was successful. But when that sheen started to wear thin, then the writing was on the wall that his time was up.
Is that
And
why the Late Late Show is now canceled?
Yeah.
it's
Is
one?
that part of it?
It's not canceled. He did walk
snowballed.
away,
Yes,
Mm.
he chose to
but part of it is because of all this and his
Okay.
own staff. And Jimmy Kimmel is great at kind of pointing out the behind the scenes stuff in a very subtle way. And a clip went viral of Jimmy Kimmel appearing on the Late Late Show and doing the game that Corden would play where he'd have a bunch of gross
Yes.
items.
Right.
Those are
right.
good. That
And
was
either
good.
answer the question or eat.
Yes.
Right,
Right.
right. And so Jimmy Kimmel, knowing the rumors that only a Hollywood insider would know and hear, that it went over everyone's head at the time, but now in hindsight makes perfect sense. Jimmy Kimmel asked James Corden to name any one of his cameramen.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. That did go viral.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any one of his cameramen. Now, these guys are working with him full time, for years at this point.
Yeah.
And so Jimmy Kimmel can ask this question because he has a better relationship. His reputation behind the scenes is that of a quality person, and I can attest to that. Now, Jimmy Kimmel knew that James Corden was a diva asshole, so asked him this question. So instead of James Corden attempting that answer, he ate the gross food and then tried to come up with like a liar excuse for it.
Right.
But that was the beginning of the signs of how bad and an entitled entertainer that James Corden is.
Yeah.
All right, the top two usual suspects, just train wrecks of human beings: Steven Seagal
Okay.
and Andy Dick.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
haven't heard
Andy
that
Dick,
name.
they say,
him.
I'll tell you what, they say here, not a good person. And that's before talking about his charges of sexual assault. And they continue to happen against men and women.
And he's on meth.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's on all that stuff.
He's on all that stuff.
Did William Shatner make the top 20?
No.
Okay. That's
There's
interesting.
This one actor, I just can't think of their name. There was an actor I really, really despised for a long time.
Well, Joe said Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. Of course, Nick Ortaco said Kanye West. Yeah. So those are a couple of these options there.
Okay.
Julia Roberts.
No.
That's funny.
Let's see. Oh, Pete Davidson is what Rick said. And then see, Todd said, "We're a family show, Frank. We're a pretty drunk and dysfunctional family, but we're still family." That's right. That's right. Tomorrow morning we're gonna have a tap out and let's see, Tucson Foodie, and then the rest of the week we're at bands in studio Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yes, it's gonna be dope.
Holy shit! It's already 9:57.
Yep, and we're gonna wrap things up.
Nice.
Time does fly when you're having fun. Welcome back to Rock 102.1. It's Weirdo and Mari and myself, and we're almost out of time. And it did fly by. Yeah, it's always a good time. You can watch this show on demand and all the stuff that we said while the songs were playing. YouTube.com/BeFegan, or of course on our Facebook page, Rock 102.1. Make sure you're following, you like, and you're just friends with us because we'll be friends back, and we enjoy the interaction. Before we leave, let me ask you a question. Do you cover your webcam for security? Do you put a little thing of tape on your webcam?
No.
Oh. Well, according to a recent study, 35% of us do it. Mark Zuckerberg does it.
Huh.
Yeah, because he knows.
He does.
Yeah.
know.
And so according to security experts, do you need to? They say it's not likely that someone's going to hack you to spy on you, but it is somewhat possible. So my beef tip to you is, if you're concerned about this, you could download malware. And if you do do not download malware.
I was gonna say, wait a second.
If you accidentally download malware, you'll give someone access to your cameras. So you want to go to safe sites and everything. But I will say this: if you're doing anything embarrassing in front of your webcam, say watching porn and enjoying it a little too much, my beef tip to you is make really weird faces. So if they do hack your camera, they don't want to see that. They might turn it off immediately. Yeah. I mean, my porn face, when I watch, I'll be like that. It's so brutal. Yeah. I look angry. I look like I'm angry and about to throw up at the same time. Right?
And sneeze.
Yeah. And if they try to take that image and use it against me in blackmail, I'll just say it was AI. CGI.
Well,
that's not even me. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's your cover up, I guess. And the beef tip. Yeah. So don't worry about covering up your webcam.
I just stubbed my toe. It's fine.
Yeah. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Let's give away some FC Tucson tickets. If you want to go see some professional soccer action, call number 10 right now, 600-KFMA, 600-5362. Call now. Till then, Robin Nash is up next with your Nickelback tickets. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish
right.
upon a side
beef
of
tip that
beef,
isn't a beef tip.
soon will come an end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.
Adios.